Took the Lions. I love the Lions. Got them early, plus 6.5.
Thank God.
The game didn't play out exactly how I thought it was going to, though. Fourth quarter played out a little bit more how I thought it would. The Lions leaned on that offensive line, that run game, and they were nasty. Kansas City couldn't stop them. Chris Jones was watching it up from a box. Now, Jay, what was your takeaway and your biggest, wow from last night?
I was really impressed by how much improved the Lions' defense was. Now, they improved a lot over the course of last season. I mean, because they were terrible at the beginning of last year. But just from but even from the end of last season to yesterday, I mean, unbelievably how much they've grown. The Lions' defense has to be it for me. Jack Campbell and their linebacker play. He is so versatile.
That man out of Iowa, 19th pick, first NFL game.
He's so versatile.
He made one of the biggest plays in the game when he made that pass deflection. And then what happens the very next play? The ball goes to Kadarius Toney. He pops it up in the air. Pick 6, baby.
Yeah, and that's really what I'm talking about. That was one thing they lacked is the linebackers' ability to play coverage downfield. They were fine at stopping the run, but pass coverage was bad, and Jack Campbell fixes a lot of those problems. This Lions team is for real, man.
Lions defense was so good in the second half. They held Kansas City on third down 0 for 7 for the game. Think about that. They held down Pat Mahomes, Andy Reid, that offense. And again, I said without Travis Kelce, without their tackles from last year, the right tackle for Kansas City was, I thought, horrible last night. He was also cheating the whole damn game. Did you notice that?
Very much so.
It was ridiculous. How did they not call that? I was kind of upset with the Lions.
It was all over Twitter, too, all those videos of people showing it.
Stupid
Multiple
bad.
plays as well. It's not like they just picked out one play and everyone was sharing that one.
But they did call it on the final drive, of course, when he'd done it 100 times, and they were like, damn, dude, this one's so bad, it's ridiculous. We're going to call it. That buried Kansas City and Pat Mahomes.
First game for the refs, too, right?
Yeah, it was. But Lions, man, y'all got to make that aware and start jumping up in the refs' thing, saying, hey, bro, he's jumping. It's a false start every single play with the right tackle when they pass. The other thing, though, is Lions also, when his butt wasn't way past the center, when he was way, way back there, they ran the ball every time. You could tell if you just looked at their right tackle if they were going to run or pass by the way he was lining up.
Well, they better fix that by next week, shouldn't they?
Yes, they need to. But Lions didn't take as much advantage of it as they should have. But that defense was awesome. And again, Kadarius Toney had a horrible, horrible game. How many drops he had? Pat Mahomes has got to be very upset. That's why he didn't stay in New York.
Not a lot of separation by the Chiefs receivers either all game.
Not only that, do you notice how on those third down and 2s and third down and 3s, they were going sideline to sideline? It was kind of like, man, they just did not believe that Pachenko or Clyde Edwards-Helaire could run between the tackles when they need to get those hard 2 yards, the way David Montgomery got them in the fourth quarter.
And I think here's a great factor, not to jump off the game because I do want to keep talking about it, but here's one thing about the Chiefs is Andy Reid had one walkthrough to put together a game plan without Travis Kelce. And absolutely he dialed up plays that would work without Travis Kelce, but he wasn't able to game plan for an entire week, and we know how good Andy Reid is at that. Next week, the Chiefs, that line might be really bad against the Chiefs, and it might be a really good opportunity to bet on the Chiefs because now you give Andy Reid a full week of preparation to form a game plan to play without Travis Kelce. And maybe those plays look a lot better.
Though, there's a good chance that he does play actually next week, which is wild.
Oh, I thought if he didn't play this week, he wasn't going to play till week 4.
Oh, well.
No, you might be right,
they were
though.
talking about it last night. They said, he said, or at least one of the sideline reporters said that, Travis Kelce, he by the way, he looked so sad on the sideline.
You're right, John. They said after the game, they said we are 100% optimistic he can play in week 2.
Okay, cool. I didn't think I was completely
So my
crazy.
bad. So never mind. Totally disregard what I just said.
But hey, the Lions again, they made the plays down the stretch in the second half. Their defense held Kansas City 0 for 7 on third down, held them to 6 points in the second half, 2 field goals. Got to give the Lions defense tons of credit. And that Lions team got a big win in Dan Campbell after the game. That's why you love him. I thought he was awesome. He's out there
biting kneecaps.
Biting kneecaps. But he's like, I didn't learn anything about this team. I just got verified from what I already thought.
I love it.
I love how he says, and we're built for some stuff, When it's tight, we're built for some stuff. I like it. I'm built for it. Makes me think of Method Man.
They are built for it, though. That's a really good team, and I think it's totally. I'm not sure if anyone's doing this anymore, but you can't judge Jared Goff based on and he went to a Super Bowl in those years. But what you saw his first couple years in Los Angeles, the guy has developed so much as a quarterback. He is legitimately a franchise quarterback in the NFL.
The one thing that drives me a little bit crazy is his play action, because he is so slow and he puts the ball out there so
thunder feet.
Like, he just also throws the ball out there. I don't feel like it freezes the linebackers as it does with other quarterbacks who are actually even better at, executing. Ben Johnson, I thought, struggled calling plays last night. You remember, I was like, one of the reasons I really like the Lions, I think he's a great offensive coordinator and a great offensive mind. I didn't think they had a very good plan of attack. I mean, they would run. I mean, just go to look at the first drive. 7 yards on the first run right up the middle. And then a couple play action passes that had absolutely no chance. And they were so slow developing the play action that by the time, Jared Goff got balls batted down, had people in his face. He didn't have a clean pocket to step up in. I don't know. I thought Ben Johnson struggled a little bit with his play calling with the Lions. But
one more point than their opponent, John.
Hey, they won. No, that was huge. Big win. And you know how the NFL is, man. Every game matters. Now we got to talk about a few big games. We got Texas and Alabama this week. I've looked at this 1,000 ways.
I've got a couple plays on this one as well. I really have one play on this one, honestly.
I would say, Alabama has the biggest offensive line in football, not just college football, but the NFL. But their left tackle is 18 years old. He might be huge, but I thought he struggled mightily against MTSU, a low-tier competition. Got knocked on his butt a few times. Texas has got one hell of a defensive front. They got some nasty in them. Jalen Milroe is making his second college start. Tommy Rees is making his second college, game with Alabama as the OC. Texas Quinn Ewers is making his second start against Alabama. There's a big advantage, I feel like, at quarterback. I feel like Jalen Milroe, we know for a fact, is going to make a mistake. How does he come back from that mistake? How is he mentally after he makes that bad play? Because you know it's going to happen. It happens in every game. Bad throw, interception, a fumble. How does he bounce back in that big moment in a big, big game? Also, when I think about this, if I'm Tommy Rees and I look at the way I want to attack Texas, I think I'm putting a hat on a hat, and I'm doing a ton of quarterback design runs with Jalen because he's the best athlete on the field. Do you think that you see a lot of that from Tommy Rees this week?
It's hard to say. I mean, you would have a better gauge of that than I would, John, because you really watch these teams in depth, and you know me, I'm mostly an NFL guy. But I do like that what you're saying makes total sense, and I like betting on that way for sure. It's hard to say how he's going to bounce back. One thing I was thinking about when looking at this game this morning is I really think I'm on the under in this one. I
am too, because I think it's going to be more of a hat on a hat. I think also, though, Texas on the other end, what Steve Sark's going to do is he wants to keep his quarterback upright. He wants to keep him healthy for 4 quarters.
What do you think about him?
He wants to help Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, do you think he's a little bit overrated? Do you think the narrative around him is far greater than his actual talent on the field?
Is his persona bigger than his game? Yes. But is he the better quarterback in this game?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm not really sold on either of them. I'm not sold on anybody.
Completely, but here's the thing:
that's why I'm going under.
He's got a ton of starts under his belt. I mean, he not ton, but he started last year, all last year. He's played in big games. Again, he played against Alabama last year, and if he didn't get knocked out, it looks like Texas was going to win that game. Everything changed when they had to come out in the second half without Quinn Ewers. And again, I think Sark, what he's going to do is to keep him upright. He's going to keep 8 dudes blocking, and he's going to run those 2 wide receiver routes.
I hate that you brought up last year's game. That scared the hell out of me when you just said that now. Because now I'm thinking about last year's game and the way the game was going until he got hurt.
Fast as all get out, yeah.
But if I was to bet against the spread, I would have to just take the points, I think. Because, again, we're taking the under.
Listen, I'm here to say that I don't know how, and I've heard a lot of people say, Alabama less than a touchdown, you have to jump on this game. Are you kidding me? When do you get Alabama at home with less than a 10-point favorite? Like,
generally, my rule is if you bet on Alabama or Georgia to boat race their opponents, but I think this one is very different. This is not Alabama, even 3 years ago?
Look, this team does not have Bryce Young, the number 1 pick. It does not have Will Anderson, the number 3 pick.
And think about how many
two
games.
of the top 3 picks in the NFL last year on this team, and you barely won in Texas because you killed their quarterback.
Because of Bryce Young, too. Think about how many games he won you.
The hero play by Bryce Young. I'm just saying 7 points on a very experienced Texas football team. I just think it's too much. And plus, I give the quarterback advantage. I give the wide receiver advantage. I think they're almost equal in the trenches. The other thing that concerns me is the secondary. They're practicing somewhat. You have 2 guys who are banged up. Being nicked up even just a little bit against this wide receiving core is dangerous. So, again, I think Sark's going to do a lot of 8-man in, 2-man routes, try to keep Quinn Ewers protected. I think Alabama's going to put a hat on a hat and run Jalen Milroe a whole lot by design. I think it's going to be an interesting football game. But 7.5 where it's at right now, I think is actually too many points.
If you had to pick one of the under or the plus 7.5, which one are you more confident in?
Because of the athletes on the field, plus 7.5.
Really? Because you think this game could be turned into a shootout?
You could have a punt return in this game.
Right.
You could have a pick 6. You could have a scoop and score. There's speed everywhere on this field. Now, the inexperience of the quarterback and the fact that I think the clock's going to be moving the way it is after the first down. I also think that both teams are going to run the football, try and establish the run game. I like the under, but it's just a lean.
I'm leaning that way.
I really think Texas plus 7.5 is you have to take it.
I'm with it, John. I'm with it, 100%.
Now, I know a lot of SEC fans out there and people who are Bama fans are not going to agree with that.
But we're not saying Alabama's going to lose necessarily, but that's a lot of points in this game.
I don't like the money line either way. It's way too big to lay on Alabama, and it's not enough love to go. Actually, I don't want to bet. Texas loses this game by 3, 6. I'm still happy. They lose by a touchdown. I'm still cashing that junt. You think this might not a one-possession game is not even that's second game of the year. Coaching staffs know each other very well. I'm riding with the points.
I have to agree, John.
Now, I have to ask you this.
Oh.
Have you looked at the Kansas-Illinois game?
Actually, John, I have. And it's at Kansas, correct? And Illinois is a big favorite on the road, right?
Correct. Illinois' defense is terrible. Absolutely terrible.
And Kansas is good.
Kansas.
Well, their coach is good.
Yes, their coach is very good. If Jalen Daniels is healthy 100%, how can you not the way? What he does dual threat is absolutely ridiculous. Kansas, by the way, is a 3-point favorite at home.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right. Yeah, I think
my mistake.
Just check. Because in my notes, I just looked at it. I got Kansas -3.
I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. You know me in college football, John.
But my chicken scratch.
You're right, John.
Could be wrong.
Kansas is 3-point favorites tonight. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, this chicken scratch could be wrong. I don't know. Is that a minus or is that a plus? Most people.
No, you were absolutely right. They're 3-point favorites.
Okay, but Kansas again. Jalen Daniels, if he's 100% healthy, is an absolute freak. Yes, the little bean kid who's been relieving him, pretty decent quarterback. Jalen Daniels brings a complete different Kansas football team. He is so efficient. He is so electric. He is so scary. He just handles his business. He makes, think about this. Duke basketball and Kansas football are relevant. And one reason is if you look at the quarterback over at Duke, Leonard Riley? Damn it, how did I forget his name?
I'll look it up.
I should remember it.
You know me in football.
Yeah, you got it. I can't remember right now. It's just too much. But then Jalen Daniels for Kansas, he's a stud. I like the quarterback situation. On the other side,
Riley Leonard, you nailed it.
I had it backwards.
You had it backwards. But you had all the names right, and I'm giving it to you.
Thank you. Now, Illinois, though, has Luke Altmaier, and a lot of people are like, how do I know that name?
I love Luke Altmaier.
Little kid that transfer from Ole Miss.
Can't throw it 7 yards downfield, John, but the guy's got some wheels on him. He's got a good brain.
Dude, he is a very efficient quarterback. They look like a different offense. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. And again, if I'm going to be watching closely before this game goes, and it's 6:15-ish, if you hear that Jalen Daniels is going and Bean's not, I think you have to take Kansas and lay the 3. If Bean is playing, you take Illinois. The biggest concern for me is Illinois' defense. With Bean, they're a totally different team. I don't think Kansas' offense is nearly as efficient. I think Illinois can keep up with them the way their offense is playing. I think Luke Altmaier can beat Kansas on the road. But if you have Jalen and you see it at 6:30 and you get that bad boy all the way up to -4, take Kansas. He's too electric. They will not be able to stop him.
I was looking at it earlier in the week, and I really liked Kansas -3. But I hadn't seen either team play, and I knew a lot of people were excited about Brett Bielema at Illinois this year. But it gives me a lot more confidence to hear you say that Illinois' defense is really bad. I'd definitely be willing to lay Kansas -3 there if everything, like you said, if Jalen Daniels starts. Is that the Daniels?
Jalen
right?
Daniels.
I got scared that I said the wrong name for a minute. I was thinking J.D. Daniels, but I know that's not right. So anyway, I'm with you.
And the other thing, or J.T. Daniels.
I didn't even get that name right. Come on, man.
By the way, though, also we got to break down later in this because I got a big opinion on the Miami-Texas A&M game. Also, what was the other one that I liked today or this weekend? I like Nebraska a lot.
I was just about to say Nebraska.
And Rutgers. Everybody and their grandmother has got his drinking the Kool-Aid with Dion.
Oh, no, John, so the line movement has gone so much on Colorado and Nebraska that all the sharps are now blindly betting Nebraska.
I know.
But don't
because that's too much money on one side. And then, hold on, there's a very good handicapper that I talk to very regularly, and he says that, believe it or not, he said if he set this line – like a true line, what he thinks it is going to be. He said he would be willing to go up and take Nebraska all the way up to -4.
Dang. But here's but that's all based on the opening line that was set in July. You know what I mean?
10.
Yeah, it was set in June or July. Isn't it quite possible? It's not the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, you could be totally wrong about what you think about these teams in July and June.
I watched both of these games. Well, was it? I mean, I had to watch.
Colorado's got some dudes, John.
I watched the Minnesota game, like that whole junt, and I have to say that Nebraska, that defense is real. Minnesota's defense is also damn good. Sims gives you a ton of problems. I think that Shedeur Sanders is a better quarterback. I think they got dudes. Travis Hill. I think Colorado's got some dudes. The problem is, the depth at their offensive line and their defensive lines is very thin.
And TCU might stink.
And and that's what I was getting ready to say. I think TCU's defense is pathetic. Dude, the black shirts for Nebraska, they ain't playing. We're going to break that down.
That's a scary one.
I also like Rutgers.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They're playing Temple. Did you know that?
I did not. You just informed me of that.
Do you know that Temple is terrible?
Is that right? Matt Rule ain't walking through that door is what you're telling me?
Matt Rule ain't walking through that door. It is like Temple going to Rutgers. Rutgers right now you can get -8.5. I don't think Temple scores in this football game.
Wow.
I'm serious, a heart attack. I think Rutgers blasts them. I love them. I'll take them -10 right now all day long. I might even put it up to -13 to get positive money. Alternate line. I love Rutgers. We got to take a timeout. Jay Ham's on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Memphis Public Links has so much going on right now. Audubon is right around the fairway. Wait until you see when this thing is a finished product. Fox Meadows is in great shape. The links at Pine Hill is now a masterpiece of a place to play, as are really all the other Memphis public golf courses. And by the way, folks, it's so easy to make a tee time. You go online to memphispubliclinks.com, select your course, then grab your tee time. Also, on the website is a schedule of upcoming events. There you'll find something that will interest you, but I'll tell you about a couple of things coming up right now. September 9th and 10th, the 4-ball championship at Pine Hill and Fox Meadows with regular and senior men's divisions, 36 holes, best ball format, $200 for the team, and that includes greens fees, cart fees, and prizes. Again, if you want to book a tee time or find out more about tournaments or other events at any of the great Memphis public golf courses, go online to memphispubliclinks.com. There's better play every day on the Memphis Public Links. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Everyone agrees that 117 Prime is Memphis's premier downtown dining experience. But what if you could go one step further and have 117 Prime at home? As hard as it is to believe, 117 Prime, which features some of the best food in Memphis, is available for curbside or takeout. Imagine just swinging by Prime and picking up not just something good, but something great. 117 Prime makes the best steaks in Memphis, and you could eat it in your living room. The best food in Memphis. Enjoy the way you really want to. Pantsless.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SUMMI to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SUMMI for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SUMMI for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Come on, let's get nuts. Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's always hanging out with me. I see some of the texters are excited about gambling. We got a person who's fired up because I gave the Evie Van Pelt parlay of the day. Texas A&M and Ole Miss because her heart is with the Rebels, but her degree is from A&M. Texter comes in and says, 2-team teaser. Alabama. Ooh, a teaser. I hadn't done a teaser in so long. Alabama -1, Oregon -1 versus Texas Tech. Of course, Alabama's playing Texas. So he's got Texas Tech and Texas going down. He don't like that state. I don't feel like. I don't know, man. I don't know. Not bad, not bad. Now, we are about to talk with my buddy, the historian, Jay Ham. This morning, the United States played Germany in a little action, FIBA. Man, what were they, in Manila?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, my brain is a little slow today. But, yeah, I'm remembering seeing it on the court. But I watched that whole, John. It's the first time I've watched the game from beginning to end. Sadly, to be honest with you, though, I did take Germany because I like money. And I just feel like the United States, the way when it comes into FIBA, they, you can pull the ball off the rim. It's basketball, but there's slightly different rules. And again, Jalen Brunson does what Jalen Brunson does. He dribbles in the paint, gets triple teamed, and then turns the ball over. Man, I feel like Germany, the way that they play together as a team, Schroeder was awesome, Wagner was awesome. They moved the ball around. I just felt like, it just looked like they were a team that was playing together. ISO ball and better athletes doesn't mean wins in FIBA.
You cannot guard a moving basketball.
Correct.
FIBA, NBA, TSSAA, Memphis Park Commission League, Adult League, Midnight Basketball, whatever it is, you cannot guard a moving basketball. That's number one. Now, to your point, on the European style, they do tend to play more of the style of movement of the basketball.
Absolutely.
It's not that they don't have the talent to go isolation heavy. Look at Nikola Jokic.
No kidding. Dude.
At 7 feet, 270, 280, and all of what he can do, he's pretty much like I look at Jokic as like a Serbian version of DeMarcus Cousins. Big dudes that are completely skilled, that can do everything. Who's playing in the gold medal game, John?
Remind me, because, I can tell you if I look at my phone, but no, I don't remember. Serbia? And, I know who it is. It's Germany. Holy cow, I didn't even have to look, man, but I'm telling you, you know what? It's Friday. You remember the movie Friday?
Oh, of course, all three.
Man, you know what they do on that show? They hit that lettuce, man. Sometimes, I feel like I'm
as Uncle Elroy said, you can hit it whatever you want in my house, as long as you let me hit it.
I love that.
But we have NBA MVP, the two-time NBA MVP, who's also the current NBA Finals MVP, and he's not on the Serbian roster, and they're still playing for gold. Serbia, who also gave us, at the time it was Yugoslavia, Croatia, and the whole deal with Dražan Petrovic, Dino Radja, Toni Kukoc, Vlade Divac, Peja Stojakovic.
Vlade Dade likes to party.
All of these dudes are from that well, which it's a war-torn area. They ain't even cool with each other no more. So it's one of those types deal, but they still get down. These are good, really good basketball players. Great. All these dudes are in the Hall of Fame.
They're also just great teams. And that's the thing, is they play all together.
It's a style. It's a style thing that's really catching us. And what you've noticed about this is that you don't really see this in the Olympics. You see this when they go for World Cup. We'll send the second-tier, third-tier star guys. But when we get to the gold stuff in the Olympics, you'll see your Kevin Durant's and those dudes come back, on the scene for that. It's not, and see, I think it's a perception that the USA is going over there and they're getting killed, and they're really not. They're competing.
They're playing in the bronze medal game against Canada.
It's just one of those deals where we really seeing where the
style makes fights.
And the
style just don't match up right.
Around the world is elevated.
Right there, especially with the B team.
Right, and I don't even like to put that label on them because it's like. It's degrading in a way.
I'm not trying to.
And I know it's not you, but
I'm just saying. Here's what I'm trying to say: is this is not, and when I say the B team, because unequivocally, I can say this is not the best players in the world from the United States.
No, but still a very
and
good
that's
team.
why. But it's a damn good team. But it's also it's a very flawed team too, because you know what? How about you bring a center?
Well,
and the point is well made. I'm sorry for interrupting both of you guys. I'm so sorry.
Right ahead, home.
The point is well made. What you're saying, but I've heard that so much. And, Jokic ain't playing either. And Giannis Antetokounmpo ain't playing either. And there's all these great players internationally that also aren't participating. And I know they don't have the sheer number that America does, too. But it's not like it's America playing some bums and everybody else playing the best folks they got. Other pros that are really good aren't playing either. And I think everyone's so quick to take a side on the rest of the world's catching up. And, no, it's not America's the best. And why can't we just say, they're getting better, too. And America still should have the best players, but they're getting better, too.
The 92 Dream Team ain't walking through that door. And let's just be real. The caliber of the players around the world at that time were not what they are today.
The opponents of the 92
That's what I'm saying.
Team,
like the teams they played are not like the teams that they put out on that court today from the world are totally different.
Now, back to the centers.
Yeah, man, do me a favor. Put a center on the damn roster.
Find me a great American-born
center. Yeah, we don't
right
have
now.
any, John. That's the problem.
We're claiming Embiid.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that.
Oh, bull, he's going to play with us. You watch. He's got dual citizenship. He can play.
We got Elijah one like that.
Yeah.
Well, if they get Embiid, then we're in business.
Citizenship.
If you get Embiid, you're in business. You have to have a 5.
But it don't always have to be like the All-Star 5 either, though.
No, it just has to be like Steven Adams. I know he's not American, but a banger like
Aussie.
The gold medal team that won in 2021 in Tokyo had JaVale McGee, and it worked. You also had Kevin Durant and Dame Lillard, but still, you had JaVale McGee.
Game has changed even since then, though. I mean, in that short amount of time.
Because
not only if you're behind on getting to 5 now you're 2 steps behind. If you're still playing like, let's spread it out 5 on the perimeter all the time and going small 5, you're 2 steps behind because now we're playing with big physical 5s. And furthermore, the next step people are already making is moving those stretch 4s back to the 3, and we're playing big 3 through 5. So if you're still behind on a 5, man, you're 2 steps behind at this point.
And you know the fun part about tournaments like these is that they tend to skew the perception of a lot of players in a lot of ways, and it'd be real messed up stuff. Because now I'm hearing about 4-time NBA champion Steve Kerr can't coach. What?
Crazy, man.
What?
It's a ridiculous.
If he doesn't have Steph Curry, he doesn't know what he's doing.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, well, we going on that level because I saw a lot of that. And my man Isaac, he had a discussion last week. I don't know. I didn't get to check.
I hate to say this. I will say, Steve does like to play, with small ball. He lets Draymond Green at that 5.
No, but he won. Andrew Bogut won him a final.
That's true.
Thank you.
The original, the OG. But I do have to say, his bad feet didn't keep him on the floor forever.
But it's the thing about this is that people will say, well, he only wins because they have this, or they only win with this style. It's a one-trick pony, or this, that, and the other. Find me a coach that won multiple styles in this league.
Look at what Phil Jackson did. He ran the triangle 2 at every single spot.
Nobody since Loyola Marymount was having the 4 sit in the middle of the 4, your 5 man, and swing the ball into offense until he started doing it. So this idea that he can't. And here's the thing, Jay. Quite frankly, I'm sorry, I'm getting worked up. I apologize so much. But here's the thing. People that say that are advertising to everybody that I don't know what the hell I'm watching if you say you don't think Steve Kerr can coach. And that's just the blatant truth of the matter. Quite frankly. And it drives me nuts when I see it on the internet.
By the way, though, honestly, though, there's like as you talk about Kerr and the things that he's done, I mean, you mentioned it and you hit it right on the head. The only person who's changed a lot of styles over the course of his career is probably Pop. I mean,
and
like we said, Phil Jackson ran the triangle in Chicago,
and that
in
wasn't
L.A.,
even Phil's
in New York.
System. That's
no, he
Tex
stole it from
system.
I was going to say he got it from Tex. And he took it to a different level.
To bring that point, I'm glad that you brought up Phil because I used to kind of take that same
And by the way, Phil had Mike and
Phil.
Scotty, and then he had Shaq and Kobe.
Well, I used to take that same stance. I used to take that same arrogant stance with Phil, but then I had to think about it. This dude is a manager of elite egos and talent. Everybody can't do that.
No, you're right.
David Blatt got to the finals with one and can right after. David Blatt can coach basketball, man.
Heck, look at the college level, and let's be honest, too. Look at Rick Pitino. He's also one of the only guys that I've actually seen who changed a lot. Remember when he was with Providence, all they did was shoot the 3.
Oh, absolutely.
Early in his career with Kentucky, it was about shooting the 3.
Providence.
3's more than 2. And then look how he changed. And then he went back to that little small school. What was that school he was up to? Iona?
Iona College.
And he didn't have the horses to run what he was running when he was in Louisville with all those beautiful hookers. He changed his style and went back to the little guy 3-point shooter.
Coach K.
Coach K.
So much.
You see in college more.
But, and see, that's the thing is that we have different styles. We have great managers. You have dudes that are XO dudes. You have dudes that are great motivators. Some can kind of fuse all of it together.
Man, what was Bobby Knight then?
Kind of a little bit, but see, he's of a different era, too. When you really think about it, he's more of...
I mean, they're the only undefeated national champ, right?
And that was over 50 years ago, almost.
Wow.
Almost 50 years ago. Well, good point, though. You know what I'm saying? Just in context of how
that style
changes.
today, coaching style today, the kids today would be crying to their mama.
No, they would jump Coach Knight today.
Oh, yeah, they would. Oh, golly, man. I couldn't imagine.
They wouldn't be scared of Coach Knight today.
He called me a B word.
Just that simple. He would need Pat Knight all the time today. But the coaching style, then people say this about accomplished coaches. That's the thing that kind of, like, what? no different than I'm watching the Gil Arenas podcast, and Rashad McCants is trying to make this statement about Greg Popovich not being a great coach because he don't have the great talent, this, that, and the other. And it's like, dude, you sit up here with the same crown that Hacksaw Jim Duggan had on in 1989. But, just it's one of and this is a former professional athlete making that statement. And like Jay was just saying, you are truly advertising that you have no idea what you're watching. And this is exactly what I think when I'm reading this stuff too. These people just don't know what they're looking at. And it's cool. And basketball.
Well, just
you
can I
know
say this
basketball
real
and
quick?
still not understand.
I know that our audience and everybody listening is good enough, smart enough, and doggone it, everybody likes you.
Because they listen to Jay Ham every
And
Friday.
they know about basketball and football, damn it. You know what else they know? This whole first hour is brought to you by the best, and that'd be Scooters Plus. I'm talking about parts, repair, sales, and service. They have it all. If you're looking for a UTV, an ATV, a dirt bike, a motorcycle, a scooter, a golf cart, you name it. If it's got gas or electric, maybe those e-bikes, I'm telling you, it's at Scooters Plus. Largest showroom, period. I'm telling you, they got more gear than anybody on planet Earth. They're at 3425 Summer Avenue, right here in Memphis, Tennessee. That's 3425 Summer Avenue. You can go online to check out their inventory at scootersplus.us. They're open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday. Check them out. Tell them I sent you. Scooters Plus. Again, parts, repairs, sales, and service. Back in 2 shakes. It's time to switch gears. Me and my buddy Jay Ham going to talk a little football. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli, with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
I'm Kelly Erb with Mark Spensdorf Realtors, and I just had to ask, Sheldon, did you really just buy a set of golf clubs and you never tried them out?
Yep, that's right.
And Sheldon, didn't you tell me whenever you buy a car, you never test drive it?
Again? Yep.
Don't you think that's pretty bizarre, since you always tell people to talk to 2 or 3 agents when they sell their home?
Yes, it is. I'm Sheldon Rosengarten, and I'm also with Mark Spensdorf Realtors with Kelly. It's funny, we tell people that you should always talk to more than one agent to find out not only what they think about your home, but more importantly, what they will do for you. And you really need to make sure and include us in the interview process.
I agree, because how are you going to find out about our strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option? And as people often say, when you want the job done, call Sheldon.
That's Sheldon Rosengarten and Kelly Erb. Call or email us at memphisrelocate.com or 682-1868. Do it now, 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
When you walk into Genesis Diamonds, it's jaw-dropping. Hey, it's Eric Hasseltine, and Genesis has a gorgeous showroom with more fine jewelry than you've ever seen in one place. No commission salespeople and no stress whatsoever. Genesis Diamonds is a whole new, refreshing concept in jewelry shopping that people here are absolutely loving. And they specialize in diamonds, so they have every size and every shape diamond you can imagine, from a half-carat to 20-carat diamonds, rounds, ovals, cushion cuts, princess cuts, emerald cuts, pear shapes, you name it, they've got it. And you can choose from natural diamonds or lab-grown diamonds. The prices will shock you. Genesis is a disruptor. They came here to expose high jewelry markups at other stores and pass the savings on to you. Genesis is a game changer, and it's not just diamonds. Check out Genesis' amazing selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes with all the hard-to-find models. Don't buy jewelry anywhere until you see what Genesis has brought to Memphis. They're on Poplar at Perkins Extended in Poplar Commons. Genesis Diamonds, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Start your day the right way at La Palapa with the biggest, baddest breakfast burrito around. Chorizo, cheese, rice, beans, and eggs served with fresh salsa, and it's served all day. La Palapa has daily lunch specials, all served with rice and beans, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Try a torta, breaded chicken, steak, chorizo, or ham served with mayo, avocado, lettuce, tomato, and jalapenos, all in a hoagie. Plus amazing soups and dinner entrees, all at La Palapa, 5255 Summer Avenue. La Palapa, the little hut with big taste.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Hart. Jay Morgan Harter is in the house. Sorry, I was looking at something, man. And you know what? I can usually do this. I can usually read, think about a hot woman, and still talk in the radio, and it's somewhat coherent. But today I'm struggling doing all three, so I'm turning over the phone. Paige, get away from me right now. I got to talk some football. This is serious. I just saw this pop up. You won't believe this. Did you know that sports books now have put this out? BetMGM operator came out today, and he said the Colorado-Nebraska game has attracted more bets than every single NFL game in week one. And he said that's such a rarity you don't understand. And right now there's a few books out there that he feels that they could be hurt pretty bad if Colorado covers. Did you hear that, Jay?
Oh, yeah.
That just came out just now. That's from David Perdue, the ESPN staff writer. He put it out. He just talked. Colorado, Nebraska's got a larger handle than any college game this weekend and bigger than any NFL game as well. Right now, more money has come in on the Colorado-Nebraska game than any game in the country.
Colorado minus 2.
Whoever gave a damn about Colorado and Nebraska? I ain't seen Eric B. I ain't seen Cordell Stewart come out that door. I ain't seen Tommy Frazier, Scott Frost. Like, please. And now look us up, man. Dion getting it going. Got people interested in Colorado.
They want to see him fail.
I do because I got Nebraska plus 130.
No, I mean
just this week. Just this week, you want to see him fail.
Right. I mean, the overall, they really want to see this whole thing collapse because they hate the bravado.
Oh man, see, I don't know. See, I think this is a double-edged sword. This is the thing. He's polarizing, so you either love him or hate him. And right now, I feel like there's a larger love affair across the country with Dion.
You know, it's people still upset.
Now,
with
I've
Dion.
also heard people also say this though. They've compared him to LeVar Ball, that he's trying to ride the coattails of his children, and he's just pompous and loud.
Drawing a dollar sign in the dirt when getting into it with Carlton Fisk.
That was awesome. That was,
I liked it.
I don't know if you know this. Like Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson, because they were dual sport stars when I was a young fella.
But Bo is considered cool because Bo don't give you that bravado. He's not talking to trash. He's not doing the whole thing.
It's because Bo don't talk to nobody.
That's just Bo's personality.
He just don't like people.
We talking about two different personalities, right?
Yeah.
This is where it comes down
Deion's
to
got the flash.
pride.
He's the original. Remember in MC Hammer and them baggy pants and Deion with his Jerry curl? Damn.
This is why you go see a lot of dudes that say that they couldn't stand him then, but they like what he's doing now and they're rooting for him up until it hits the wall, and then it's going to be like they're going to turn. They're going to turn just like the Americans turn on USA basketball every time.
Man, I didn't turn on him. I just took. I was just listen. I'm counting dollars, brother. That's all I'm doing right now. I'm building bankrolls over here. Like I got a child in college, and she goes to Ole Miss, and I need that money now. But also feel like this, because Deion called out a few sports reporters, especially Ed Werder, last week after the game. I think it's more of the quote journalists and reporters coming back and having each other, and I think that's where you get some of these negative articles, because I have not heard a person say that they are not in love with what the hell Deion Sanders is doing.
I say this to the journalists as a warning, although I don't think he's that type of dude no more. Rest in peace to the great Tim McCarver, but we all know what happened there. We know what happened when journalists gets out of line with this dude.
Yeah, Deion does keep receipts. You know what I'm saying? And he was cold-blooded pouring, what would he pour, champagne?
The whole ice.
The whole bucket,
the
that's right.
styrofoam ice cool.
Golly, man.
2 rounds. I think he got like 2 or 3 rounds, too.
Dude.
So.
And I just remember McCarver, you're a class act, Deion.
You're a real man, Deion.
You're a real man, Deion.
So it's like,
dude, that's why you're the whole story. And I promise you, I didn't even know that memory was still in my head.
But he's not that type of dude no more. But it's like, see, now you're also trying him in his babies.
Oh,
granted,
man.
they're grown,
dude,
but
listen, no,
they're
he
his
takes.
babies.
Listen, I don't know if you realize this. This is what like if you're a football person, Colorado came out prepared. They got a very professional ran football program in Colorado. I mean, they got a bunch of NFL dudes on that staff.
You notice the difference, and we were trying to explain this to some people.
Now, by the way, though, this is the other thing. Again, they came out with glasses on before the game. Every single player had those black glasses on. They came out looking fresh. They wore those new white unis. They got more money. They got different players. And by the way, he's also got like 86 players with a chip on their shoulder that weren't good enough to play at a D1 college other than, of course, Travis.
Those resources allow you to bring in a cat like Michael Irvin on game week and talk to your team.
Yep.
You wouldn't be able to do it down in Jackson, no disrespect to the good people down in Jackson.
Billy Napier ain't getting
And we have that event here this weekend, which I completely forgot, the Southern Heritage Classic, which Jackson State used to be a major part of.
Is this this weekend?
That's this weekend. And the thing of it is that
it's been quiet
because Jackson State, one element that's always been a constant is not there. I think out of all the years that the game was played here, they've only not been a part of it twice. This will be the 3rd time. What's funny about it is that people here are going to gripe about it, but he put that program in a better financial position because now they're playing the game elsewhere with a bigger gate. So this is like what he's doing for college football in general. He's uplifted the black college football. Now we got games on TV weekly. I'm seeing Shaw University on TV last week, even though they played football at Shaw U. You know who I know came from Shaw University? Ronald Flip Murray. from that played the Pistons. He's the only dude I know that went to Shaw. What I can think of. But just the thought of is just what he's done to elevate college football on different tiers. Because now you actually got people taking a look at black college football, which there's a lot of good talent there. It gets hidden off because they're not getting broadcasted, but it changes now. And then now what you bring over at a Power 5, which he's in the Pac-12 now, but they'll be moving back to the Big 12. He's going back to the Big 12 where he's already got grounds and roots in the state of Texas. He had a youth football program in Texas where I believe a lot of those kids that played for TCU played for him. He knew a lot of those kids. He saw a lot of them just fellowshipping out. He already had relationships built with these kids. So what he's doing is just special.
Man,
know?
it's going to be a fascinating game this weekend, man. Colorado, Nebraska, who's going to be right?
I think they're going to cover that 2.5, though. So what's the trouble if they cover that 2.5?
The books are going to get banged, man. Like right now, by the way, it's Colorado -3, and it's holding. Nebraska's comeback is plus the 130. Colorado's is just minus right now.
This is Matt Rule at Nebraska, right?
Matt Rule, first game against Minnesota on the road. It was a defensive, like it was basically a rock hitting a rock.
He got enough horses to stop them horses that's
He's got it. I mean, the Black Shirts defense looks pretty good. Now, Colorado's offense looked damn good, but how good is TCU?
That's a lot of speed.
We're going to find out, man. We going to find out.
That's for sure. That's an 11 a.m. kick, right?
Yeah. No, 11 a.m. It's on Fox.
Okay.
It's a Fox game.
Yeah,
Man, the Fox had them 2 weeks in a row, isn't it?
They probably going to have a lot of them.
Man. Listen, I got to take a quick timeout because on the other side, I got Lee Sterling. We're picking games from Paramount Sports. Do me a favor, plug away.
94 Feet Historian on Twitter. YouTube.com/@94 Feet of Life for the hoop stuff. YouTube.com/@SEEN1. The Scene is back with the Views from the 22. We back. We already had a pregame show as well as the dish. We getting ready for playoff baseball too. So holler at us over there, man.
We're back in Two Shakes with Lee Sterling. Again, first hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus, 3425 Summer Avenue. Parts, repairs, sales, and service. If you're looking for maybe a spider trike, an e-bike, a golf cart, a UTV, an ATV, a dirt bike, they got you covered. Plus, they have financing options out there, so financing is available. Check them out, 3425 Summer Avenue. Lee Sterling on the other side, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We interrupt this broadcast for special news and information concerning family leisure.
The world's biggest spa sale is back and bigger than ever at Family Leisure. How is that possible? Well, let me tell you. You start off with 50 different spa models to choose from 5 different manufacturers. Then you throw in up to 30% off in-stock spas and swim spas. But is that all? Oh, no. You get free upgrades on all in-stock spas, plus 24 months, same as cash. Wow! This is the kind of sale that you just can't have every day, but it's happening right now at Family Leisure, the world's biggest spa sale. Soak in the savings right now at Family Leisure, Witten Road and I-40. You know the place where family and fun come together.
Please remain calm and walk. Don't run to Family Leisure. And now back to your regular programming.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Choate's is offering some amazing specials for this month only. If you're considering upgrading your furnace before the cold weather comes, Choate's is offering $1,000 off a new Carrier furnace. If you don't need a new furnace, Choate's is now offering its early bird $60 furnace tune-up. This 22-point tune-up includes a free carbon monoxide test and heat exchanger inspection. And Choate's is your indoor air quality expert. For the best quality air for you and your family, it's recommended to have your air ducts cleaned every 8 years. This month only, Choate's will install a free UV light system when you get your air ducts cleaned, a $500 value. Call us at 347-8086 to take advantage of these amazing deals. So, turn to the experts with Choate's, and remember, let our family serve your family.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's hanging out with me. It is a Friday, and we got games, man. We got games today. I don't even know if you noticed that, but we got even some day games. Not day games, but tonight you got Indiana State at 6 o'clock. And then the game that I like, ESPN2, Illinois, and Kansas. Jalen Daniels is going to be back this weekend. But we're about to discuss some games with the very best, and that would be Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports. We're going to break down Memphis and Arkansas State, Ole Miss, Tulane, Mississippi State, Arizona, Alabama versus Texas, and, of course, in the National Football League, New Orleans and Tennessee. Got an opportunity for you to get another free play. You just got to sit back, listen, and write. Grab a pen or pull out some notes because we're going to help you win a little bit of cash. Lee, how's life?
I'm great.
Man, you are great.
I'm going to be at the most important game ever in the history, maybe of college football, for 2, 5, and 7 teams. If Miami, we'll be at that game tomorrow, Miami doesn't win, they're going to go from having 60,000 at a game to having 25,000 again. If Texas A&M loses, there'll be talk about Jimbo Fisher buying him out, and who knows, we might even see a fight between Jimbo Fisher and Bobby Petrino on the sideline. How great would that be?
That would be amazing. I'm telling you, I'm fired up about this game. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I will say you got Jimbo Fisher's pretty conservative, Mario Cristobal very conservative.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like that wild-haired Bobby Petrino might be maybe that spark that A&M needs.
Yeah, but can you imagine, Johnny, if he tries like a double reverse pass and it blows up?
Jimbo's screaming.
It's screaming and you can't understand. He talks so fast what he says.
That is true, man. And the other thing about this game, though, I did hear, and this is something that I found absolutely crazy. Is it real? Like, Miami right now is so worried about, like, if they do lose this game, like you said, 50,000 to 25,000, that they're doing buy one, get one free and get into the next game for free. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, but it's Georgia Tech. No one will go anywhere.
Ah, that's a great point.
And the tickets are $150. I mean, horrible promotion, you know. Just put the price, make it lower. I mean,
yeah, no kidding. Like, damn, that's like $150. Ooh,
yeah,
man, makes me feel not so bad for paying up for my Ole Miss tickets right now.
$150 for up in the rafters. I mean, the planes that are flying by with the signs, they might hit you. You're that high.
Dang, man, you can't see nothing but specks now.
It's an NFL. It's an NFL stadium. You know what those are like.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. In fact, I've been there a few times. But now we're going to get into a few games, by the way, and I want you to tell something. Like, you tore it up last week. You always do. And last week, the plays that you gave right here on this very station, 4 and 2. I'm ready to get in this one. And the first game is Memphis versus Arkansas State. Mm-hmm. And Arkansas State playing Oklahoma. Like, that Oklahoma team, I don't know if I believe they're going to be all that great. I still am not a believer in Dylan Gabriel completely. Arkansas State, those defense is just terrible. Mm-hmm. Now, Memphis didn't do anything against they played Bethune-Cookman. Right. But they're a 21.5-point favorite. This game feels tough. I'm glad you're breaking it down because I have no idea which way to go.
So, Bethune-Cookman would beat Arkansas State. That's how bad Arkansas State is this year. So, I mean, Memphis scored last year, averaged 35 points a game. I think that they're the right side. I think this Arkansas State gave up 11 touchdowns. How do you give up 11 touchdowns in a game? I mean, I think Memphis, the way they rotate in the running backs is good. How do you pronounce the guy's name? Demir, the receiver.
Hey, do me a favor, Dacus. How do you pronounce the receiver's Demir? What's his name?
Blancumse or?
Blancumse.
Blancumse. Okay. All right. I mean, that's a nice addition here. That guy, comes over from Toledo. I mean, started 7 games. He looks really good. The weaknesses, I think they filled in nicely through the transfer portal here. Sometimes you got to lay it if you want to play it. I like Memphis big here. I think they win this game 51-10.
51-10. Yep. I love that. That makes me feel a lot better. I'm laying it. I kind of wanted to lay it. I felt like it because I also feel like Memphis' defense, and it's because of their transfers, is so much better than it was last year. And Seth Hennigan, It's his 3rd year starting. Ole Miss in New Orleans. Stay away from the beignets and the Carousel Hotel, Carousel Bar, that is. Ole Miss, can they go down to New Orleans and cover the 7.5 against Tulane?
When they played a couple years ago, Ole Miss laid one on them. They won 61-21. I'm hearing that these kids won for Tulane. They circled this game. And last week, everyone loved, you listen to all the handicaps around the country, loved South Alabama to upset Tulane.
Plus
Tulane
the
wins
6.5,
wire to wire.
yeah.
When Michael Pratt is playing quarterback, this kid is really good. They went to Kansas State and won last year. I don't know what kind of NFL prospect he is, but, he's a really good college quarterback here. And I don't trust Ole Miss's defense. That's like Oklahoma. I don't know what I think of them until they play a decent offense, and Tulane's a decent offense. I think this game's going to be fun. I think Ole Miss wins 38-34, but I like Tulane plus 7.5 here.
I like Tulane with the cover, but I love the fact that Ole Miss, man. I hope
how
they do get that.
How perfect would it be? You're going to the game, I'm sure, right?
And you know what? No, I cannot go.
You can't go to New Orleans?
We had, man, it's long. I just had another grandchild, and my goodness. One of those type weekends it's going to be. But don't worry for me. I'm going to be watching tons of college football. Okay. But, yeah, I'm so upset that I'm not going to be down there. That broke my heart. Mississippi State is playing Arizona. Man, Zach Arnett's team's laying 9.5.
That's a lot. It would seem like it would be too much. But, this is a team here, another team that really filled in, I think, that their needs really well. They lost a lot of guys on defense. That's the only thing that scares me here. Now, they're changing offensive systems, but, Will Rogers, I love the fact he's one of my favorite quarterbacks. He can get hit on the chin, and he's going to bounce right back up and play. Remember that, I think it was the Alabama game. He got hit like 10, 15 times so hard, I wouldn't have made it back up. But they'll use him, and then they'll bring in some Mike White here. Wright is a really good running quarterback here and surprises you with their arm. They can show different looks here. Transfer portal, got a couple decent guys here. A nice guard from Middle Tennessee State, tight end. They brought in from TCU. And, even their kicking game was good last year. I think it's better this year. They brought in some guys that, kid Nick Barmyra, who's from UCLA, who's a absolute stud here. I think they're going to pull away late. I like Mississippi State here. I think they're just better in the line, better line play. Like I said, less turnovers, and Arizona gets penalized like crazy here. Mississippi State here, 38-20.
Mississippi State, the Bulldogs. Yep. Everybody get out your cowbells and make them ring. Now, the big game this week that everybody's talking about, of course, is Nebraska and Colorado. But the second biggest game out there right now is Texas and Alabama. We're about to break down Texas and Alabama. But I was going to ask you, did you see the crazy thing that just popped today? That right now the largest handle on any game in college football or pro right now is Colorado and Nebraska. Is that not nuts?
Crazy. This before last week, it wasn't even probably in the top 10.
No.
Crazy.
It's nuts.
How about the line before? The week before, week 4 was like 7.5 Nebraska. Now Colorado's favored by 3. It's crazy.
10-point swing over it. Yep. Man, it's wild, man. But I will say the big game really is in T-Town down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama at Bryant-Denny. Now, I look at this game, and, man, Jalen Milroe looked really, really good in Game 1 against MTSU. That offensive line, everybody talks about Alabama being the biggest offensive line in college football and in the NFL. Their 18-year-old left tackle struggled against Mississippi State. Is he going to be a stud? He is, but this is only his second game against Texas. Got a little concern there. Second game for Jalen Milroe. This is the second game Quinn Ewers is playing against Alabama, but he didn't make it to the second half in the first game. Lee, help me. I'm lost.
So, playing at home, if you're just starting for a couple games, certainly will help out a lot. I think that Alabama was a little too confident going in that game last week, and last year, I'm sorry, and it showed. And Texas popped them in the mouth. Probably should have won the game, but now it's in Tuscaloosa. Jalen Milroe. I think everyone thought there was going to be a quarterback competition.
Nope,
nothing. You didn't hear a whisper. He's always been a good runner, but his passing is so much more improved. And Quinn Ewers, his down the field passing, they can't complete passes 20, 25, 30 yards down the field. And you got to have everything if you're going to beat Alabama, no matter where it is. And they're not hitting on it. Their offensive line. Alabama's got questions at one spot on the offensive line. That Texas offensive line, there was kids last week for Rice that were popping Quinn Ewers right in the chest. I don't know how he got up a couple times. I was even wincing. And if you're not going to have a down the field passing game, got to have someone like Bijan Robinson. He's gone to the pros here. I can only say 2 words. Roll Tide. Alabama 34-24.
Woo, I'm glad
Yep.
I talked to you. I was thinking about taking the points. I did have a few people
I was
tell
thinking
me.
about it too, but
Yeah.
study the tape. Alabama just too much, especially at home.
One thing I was going to ask you as well is there's something Tommy Reese, offensive coordinator. I know he wants to do a little more pro set. I do feel like though this week against Texas, I think we're going to see a lot of hat on a hat and quarterback design run by Jalen Milroe, who's going to be the best athlete on the field when he's out there. So
Yeah, it's what you want. You want your guy one-on-one. They get him one-on-one, and not so sure that Texas is going to bring him down more than half the time.
Lee, do me a huge favor, man. Tell all our people out there how they can get your free play today.
All right, so the free play we're going to have is going to be Auburn and Cal. Kind of a tricky game here. You got Cal, which has been down the last couple of years playing at home. Auburn obviously made the coaching change here, so you want to find out if Auburn can win by more than a touchdown or can Cal pull the upset. Just be one of the first 10 callers. Call 800-400-9741. I will give you Auburn and Cal on me. I have a real strong opinion on this game. 800-400-9741. And, Johnny, I just texted you. We have our first ever NFL 40 to 50 unit selection week one. I've never had something this strong out of the gate, but I found perfect matchup, perfect situation, so we're going to go with it. And how good have we been on these the last 15 years? 61-20 documented. That's almost 76% for 15 years on these 4 to 6 selections. We release 40 to 50 units. So you want to hop on it. Use coupon code SAVE100. Try us out 4 weeks. That's 11 to 14 selections a week where we rate them from 10 to 50 units. 4 weeks, just $297 with coupon code SAVE100, ParamountSports.com.
Now, don't forget, we still got one game to pick. It's over in the National Football League, and that's New Orleans and the Tennessee Titans. The Saints, a 3-point favorite. Lee, what you thinking?
So when Derek Carr came over, first thing that I thought of was, wow, huge upgrade. But let's still look at the New Orleans defense. And Derek Carr, when he was with the Raiders, there's plenty of times he's standing on the sideline, and you could just look at him. He was disgusted. His defense couldn't make a key stop, couldn't get a turnover, get him the ball. What have the Saints done on defense last year? And I don't think they're really any better. They ranked 32nd, and remember, it's a 32-team league, in pass rush win rate, 29%. 31st out of 32 in takeaways, only 14 in 17 games. Are you kidding me? Number 29 in third down conversion rates, allowing 41.6% of third down conversions. And just 24th in run defense. They gave up 131 yards per game on the ground. What does Tennessee do with Derrick Henry? They run the football. It's easier to teach pass blocking when your offensive line isn't great. Teach them how to run block compared to pass block. I think they're going to get into a lot of, if they gain 6, 7, 8 yards, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3 situations, they do that. They take the crowd right out of it here. Wrong team favored. Titans outright 23-17.
Man, he's the best. He's Lee Sterling. Check out ParamountSports.com. Not only can you go get your picks, you can purchase picks. Not only can you get free picks, but he has you have so much information out there. You're putting out videos all the time. If you want to know a lot about football, check out ParamountSports.com. And again,
how about these videos? That I had that Colorado-Nebraska video. You want to check out that game. You want to check out like Iowa State, Texas A&M, Miami, the game I'll be at, or Notre Dame, NC State. Those videos will be rotated out all day long. They're like 2 minutes in length. Check them out. And like I said, love to have anyone aboard for the ride. I think it's going to be the biggest weekend in our history. ParamountSports.com.
Lee, be blessed. We'll do it again next Friday. And thank you for the money.
You're welcome, buddy. See you, Johnny.
That is Lee Sterling. Now, we are going to also, man, I'll tell you one thing. He just backed me off that Texas one. Jay Morgan, I don't know about you, but I'm backing up on that Texas.
Yeah, I think I like the under, though. I still do like the under. Don't you? That's what this play I was stronger on to begin with. You were stronger on the
stronger on
points.
because of, again, for me, it was the offensive line is so big, but again, having your left tackle, 18 years old, making his second college start at home, true freshman, he's a baby. I mean, he's not a baby. He's like 365 pounds, but you know what I mean. We saw a couple of times his footwork really failed him, and he ended up on his keister against Middle Tennessee State. So I'm thinking Texas, they got some dogs over there. I think they're going to really go attack that left tackle, yada, yada, yada. Quinn Ewers, more starts. Jalen Milroy, second one. I was feeling like, Jalen's going to make a mistake at one point. How does he bounce back in his second college start in Titletown in a tight game versus Texas? Was given that edge, over there. But after listening to Lee, I think he might be right. Like, I know in losing Bryce Young and losing, Will Anderson in the NFL draft, 2 of the top 3 picks, it makes me think Texas. But damn, man, Texas always we always get high on Texas, don't we?
Always.
And then we always have a terrible come down by the end of the fourth quarter when they lose and we lose our money, man. It's like doing a whole bag of never mind.
And I want to go back to something I said earlier in the show, John, where I said, I don't know if this applies here, but my rule for Georgia and Alabama for the last 5 years has been you cannot pick, is this a good
Under
spot?
Under 10, take it?
No, well, that's a good one too. But you can't pick, is this a good spot for Alabama or Georgia? Is this a bad spot for Alabama or Georgia? You either bet them to boat race their opponents or you don't bet them at all. And so this one kind of scares me in that regard. I might just stick to the under here, I think.
I love motorboats. I really do.
Well said,
and boat
John.
races, and I like them too. I like motorboats better, by the way. Speaking of motors, you know where you get your scooter at, or your golf cart, your ATV, your UTV? It's at Scooters Plus. It's parts. If you are a gearhead and you need any part for your dirt bike, for your motorcycle, for your golf cart, for your little moped, for your trike, they got everything over there. They can help you go over there. You get the part, go home, you're a gearhead, fix it up. Or you can have their people repair it. They have a large repair section, smartest people in the world. When it comes to getting your gear back on the road, they know exactly what to do. Plus, their sales and service is better than anyone because they have the largest showroom in the Mid-South, the largest inventory. They got people over there who know what they're doing. 3425 Summer Avenue. Check out Scooters Plus. Mr. J. Morgan, we haven't really talked much about Miami and Texas A&M. I will say one thing. Mario Cristobal's offense is so boring and so dull.
New OC, though, John.
It is as boring as Mario Cristobal and his teams. I'm sorry. I don't know how you got the Oregon job. I don't know how you got the Miami job. I don't know why he's revered. I just don't see anything that's special. He's kind of like Jimbo Fisher. Yes, Jameis Winston in Florida State got him a natty.
You know that
Texas
line
A&M paid him a ton of cash.
I got that line moving, too.
What's the line right now?
I got him moving down from 4.5 to 3.5.
I would love. I would jump naked through a.
Keep moving. Come on, just keep going down. Why not?
Keep going down.
Keep going down.
Because I think the big thing here right now is their defensive coordinator. I think DJ Durkin is going to twist Tyler Van Dyke's mind. I see Texas A&M getting a few interceptions in this football game. Look what they do at A&M with DJ Durkin on third down. He will come. He will overload one side and give you pressure. He'll bring everybody to the line of scrimmage and drop. He'll look like he's in coverage. He'll blitz corners. You don't know what DJ is going to do. And TVD, I don't know if you know this. TVD wasn't that special last year.
He was, in fact, John, he was terrible. Now,
terrible.
The argument in favor of him
terrible.
Is their best receiver and his roommate was hurt in week 1, and their second best receiver was hurt in week 2 for the whole season. So that is significant. But he was awful last year and had more hype than God and everybody coming into the season.
Terrible. He was just terrible. And Connor Wegman's a dude. Like, I like him. And I don't know if you know this, A&M's got some dudes. Now, I know we got a lot of dudes pretending to be chicks, but I ain't happening in A&M. They a bunch of dudes, and they coming for him. And I'm telling you right now, Bobby Petrino, this Jimbo Fisher, Bobby right now, Jimbo's like too conservative. Bobby has enough flash. He's going to have that offense. And do you know what Texas A&M's pace of play on offense was ranked last week?
What was
week
it?
1? It was 25th in the country. They get up to the line of scrimmage, and they go right after you. Texas A&M is going to be too much for Miami. That defense, I think they're going to falter. And again, TVD cannot win in a shootout. I see Texas A&M put up 35 points on Miami's weakness. And like you said, next week, Lee Sterling, that place is going to be empty.
Can I advertise for free for Lee Sterling? He didn't ask me to do this, but I have to do it as well. If you like watching UFC and you want to
he's so good.
And you want to make money on it, legitimately buy his service because he hits at a clip. A lot of times with handicappers, you can't make money buying services. With his UFC plays, I have paid for them, bought them multiple times, and come out ahead more than once. A ton of times. I've never.
And he hit a 50 unit last week.
So if you like watching UFC and you want to make money on it, you'd be hard-pressed to find somebody more accurate than Lee Sterling on UFC.
In fact, I don't know anything about UFC, and he keeps trying to get me a little more into it, but he'll send me his plays, and when I see 40 or more, 35 or more, I bounce on it. I swear I think he's hitting about a 90% clip for me.
He's excellent. I mean, if I can casually watch UFC and handicap it fairly well, you got to know somebody that's doing it professionally like him and as good as he is can do it really, really well.
Kansas plays tonight a little football. I got some good news for those who like Kansas. Jalen Daniels, they said they expected him to play all week long. Well, they're saying that he will play. Is he going to be 100%? Not 100% sure. But I think he will be. And I would like to remind you, he was every media member's pick for Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. My dude is sick. Have you watched Kansas football?
Not since last year, but I saw him in the Liberty Bowl.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, you will love you some Jalen Daniels. Just get you some of that. That's tonight. By the way, do you know how upset I am tonight? But you have to do things for your girlfriend, because if you don't, you're going to have a miserable life. You know what I mean? She's going to make sure she ain't going to be cooking good food. She's going to just give you hot dogs and mac and cheese. You know what I mean? So you got to be nice. And tonight there's a big football game. I got money on Kansas. I just played that, John, against Illinois. I love me some Luke Altmaier from Ole Miss, who transferred to Illinois. Smart kid, really good. But the Illini's defense is terrible. And Jalen Daniels is the best player offensively in the Big 12. I think Kansas lights it up. And that's at 6:30 tonight on ESPN2. But guess where I'm going to be?
Where, John?
And no, this sounds so bad because I love I love going to the Garden. I went to the Doobie Brothers. I love going to the Garden, seeing Panic. I love going. It's I think one of the coolest places to see a show in the entire world. But when football's on, I don't know if you know this, unless it's one of my wiggle bands, I'm not really into it. And Train's tonight, and I got to go with see Train. And listen, I love my friends. I'm excited to see all of y'all. It's wonderful. We could have just got drunk at my house and watched the football game where I'm going to have a little bit of money. I will have my phone actually out for one of the first times in a long time, because I'll be looking at my phone while they're singing. What is one of their songs?
Drops of Jupiter.
Give me a little.
Hey,
little
Virginia.
Sing a little Drops of Jupiter.
Her hair is always a mess. If you catch her singing, she won't.
Oh, definitely. I'm going to be watching my football on my
She's
phone.
Beautiful. Smokes a pack a day. Wait, that's me. But anyway.
Dude, you should go with Chaz to Train. Y'all would have a great time. You want to go?
I'd like to watch football. No, I'm going to watch high school football tonight, actually.
Who are you going to go see?
I'm going to see Christian Brothers play tonight.
Who are they playing?
Why would you ask me something like that?
You're going to see Christian Brothers. Hey.
So controversial,
hey,
yet
okay.
so brave.
We're back in two shakes. We got T-Money and Brasky on the other side with some bets. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles, ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
The NFL is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. Plus, all customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day in September. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the code ROAM, and take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code ROAM only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be present in a state where it's lawful to wager. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility, terms and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions to apply.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's hanging out with me. We busy, man. And you know what? I'm getting busy tonight because I got to go to a little train. I'm going to be thinking about my Kansas bet against Illinois. Got to do things for the girlfriend because the girlfriend, if you don't do things for the girlfriend, she won't do things for you. So just letting everybody know I'm a good boyfriend tonight. But I am taking Kansas.
Gross.
Minus the 3.5 is what I got it at right now against the Illini. Love me a little Luke Altmaier. Sure, Brasky has a special place in his heart for him because he went to Ole Miss and then transferred to Illinois because he couldn't get on the field down in Oxford. Ole Miss on the road against Tulane, Memphis playing Arkansas State, and we got two of the biggest homers in the entire world, T-Money and Brasky, joining us now. But again, it's brought to you by the best, Tito's Handmade Vodka. If life hands you lemons, just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with Tito's Handmade Vodka. It is 100% gluten-free because it's made from corn. It's also distilled 6 times, then stilled in classic copper pots. Gives it a very unique flavor, slightly sweet with the black pepper note, balancing everything out, whether you're crafting a cocktail or just drinking it neat. Get your Tito's on today. What's up, Money?
Johnny, what's going on, brother?
I'm just mainlining a little bit of football, if you can't tell.
Man, I'm with you, Johnny. You know, last week was exhilarating. It was opening college football. There was football all day long. I loved it. I was down there at Slender's down there at Lake House and down there with Ice T, and we'd had us a big time. We were just hanging out on the boat. We were watching football. We had us a big time down there, Johnny.
Did you have Tito's in your iced tea and make it a nice pick?
Man, you already know I did. That's my favorite drink there is the ice pick with Tito's with unsweetened iced tea. That sugar gets a little too much for me, but put a little lemon in there. Boy, it's undefeated in my opinion.
That's one of my favorite summer drinks too, because you get a little caffeine from the tea, you get a little tipsy from the Tito's, and man, it's just refreshing as all get out. And I don't like sugar either because that's what gives you hangovers.
Correct. You know, we didn't know that when we were kids. We just drank whatever come to you, but you know, when you get as an adult like I am, you just can't have all that sugar.
No, you cannot. Speaking of some sugar, I'm sure Uncle Brasky hadn't got any in a long time. What's up, Uncle Brasky?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. How'd you like that TCU dime bag last week?
I don't know if you know this. Colorado won.
I know that. That's what I wanted to hear you say. All
Okay.
y'all were on darn TCU.
No.
I told you.
I just did not have the cojones to take Colorado on the money line like Uncle Brasky did. And by the way, I'm sure that paid very, very well.
It was only 904 per 100.
Man. Yeah.
Man, Uncle Brasky gets one right. He called Virginia Tech over Ohio State 10 years ago. He calls Colorado over TCU. He gets the pick right like the eclipse or something. Every 10 years he's right.
He's worse than a cicada.
It's when Haley's Comet comes by.
Or is it, what's the one that only comes like 7 years? That's not a cicada. That's a...
El Nino.
Oh, is that 7 years? I'm thinking about a bug.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
cicada.
that's the cicada.
It is the cicada. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cicada. It's 7 to 8 years, I think, depending on how the frost works. But
how about
they come
all your
about
losers?
every 7 years.
So
let's talk about your losers.
All right, well, Navy, what happened there? They're terrible. Notre Dame may be better than we think. You know, hey, let me ask you something. What happened in last night in Memphis? The shooting at the darn.
They got the shooting at the Little Baby concert.
Oh, really? Lil Baby or Da Baby?
You
think it was
Lil Baby?
It was Lil Baby. So who
is that like Disney? Is that like Disney on Ice or something? They got the shooting at that.
Kind of like
no.
it.
No, that's a rapper, man.
Oh, it's a rapper named Lil Baby?
Yeah, and there's also Da Baby. There's 2 rappers that are babies, Da and Lil.
Well, who was it, Little or Da?
It was Lil.
Da.
Oh. Well, they got the shooting. They had a man on a stretcher out of there. I mean, how do you get a weapon inside the FedEx Forum? That's what I want.
That's what I was going to ask. Don't they metal detect you? They won't even let you go into high school anymore without metal detecting.
You know what? That's a really good question. I think it was an inside job.
That's what I think was part of the entourage.
I'm like Columbo up in this joint.
It may be. It had to be somebody that had access.
Interesting.
I mean, so you can't even go to the concerts now without getting clipped.
Well, I'm going to train tonight. Don't say that.
Oh, well, you'll be okay there. I think you got Big Cleve running security. So
that's right. Fine. I saw him at the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah, he's going to be there at the train tonight, too. He told me he's got to be there at 5.
Nice. All right.
That's one man I would not want to put me in a headlock. I can promise you that. Them big old arms, woo, he'd snap your neck.
His forearms are bigger than most girls' waists.
Correct. Well, I know some that are bigger than that.
The girls you
we're not
date.
Gonna get into that. I just saw one carrying a sandwich across the square here. You know,
I can't breathe. All right. Before we get into our games, I want to ask you one thing, Uncle Brasky. Did you get to the Grove early enough to see the largest wet T-shirt contest in the world?
No, I didn't. What happened?
Everybody was wearing white, and it rained for like 10 little minutes.
Oh, I understand that. Yeah, they didn't have bras on. They had little white dresses, and I love the white cowboy boots. That looks good with.
You know they got those cowboy boots at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. Largest boot showroom around. Western boots, work boots, cowboy boots. If you need a boot, they got you at Frontier Western Store. You can shop online also at frontierwesternstore.com.
And that's where I got my Ariats from.
Yeah, dog. That's where I got mine from.
That's what's up.
Man, that's where I get my gear, homie. That's where I get my gear. All right, Money, do me a huge favor. What are you playing today?
Well, Johnny, remember, I don't know your bankroll any more than you know mine. And with that being said, I love the Memphis Tigers tomorrow night over there in Jonesboro. I love the Tigers laying the 21. It's come down, that half point come down just like I like it. It's minus 21 Tigers. I love them getting busy with Arkansas. I know Lee Sterling likes it too, which makes me feel even better about my bet. I love the Tigers. I mean, what did Butch Jones do to Brett Venables to get 73 put on him?
Man.
I mean, that's got to be a little personal, don't you think?
Actually, I just kind of think that's kind of a Butch Jones coaching style. He likes to lose and lose big.
I guess so. Wasn't he the one who got the snitching on Tennessee?
Oh, God, yes. Butch does.
Or was that Pruitt?
Oh, no, wait, the snitch? The snitch was Pruitt.
Who was Pruitt? Okay, yeah. How do you go down to another team and then snitch on the team you come from and you was the head coach? I never got that. You were snitching on yourself, but you're in a different program.
Yeah, Butch Jones, he just left in disgrace, actually. He just,
okay.
That's all. He did.
Well,
not like for doing anything terrible. He just wasn't good enough.
He didn't look too graceful crying on that sidelines the other night. He was over there. I think a player had to come up, pick him up, put his arm around him.
Dude, they had to console him. I was going to say they had to console him when that game was over. Did you saw that shot on? I saw that on the X, the Twitter, whatever you call it.
Right, I did too, and he looked pitiful. I thought the poor man was suicidal leaving there.
Man, I was thinking about calling the hotline.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess he went into the barber. He said, "Give me the high and tight. Or let me get the Butch Jones haircut." Something else.
He needs to put a little like the gleam off his dome. By the way, my lord.
I mean, he's a trip. Anyway, he got 73 put on him, and I do like the Tigers tomorrow, laying the 21. I think the Tigers are better than a lot of people think they're going to be. Like you said earlier in the show, Johnny, we got a 3-year starting quarterback. That defense is a lot better after we hit the transfer portal, unlike Dabo Swinney, who refuses to hit the transfer portal, and that's why he got run out by Duke, And so I like the Tigers minus the 21 tomorrow night, Johnny.
I love that pick, and go Tigers, go! By the way, I'll be seeing
go Tigers, go!
I'll be hanging with one of their former tight ends tonight. Al Bloodworth. You don't know Big Al?
Not.
I just
so you guys got to lie and say, "Oh yeah, Al! Oh, he's a great player! Oh man!"
I didn't know if y'all were there at the same time, but now I just thought of something. Al's 50, and you're not quite there yet, are you?
Oh no, I was going to say that's a long. Yeah, he's way old. Not way older, but yeah, he's a little older than me. I'm around Uncle Brad.
T-Money, I remember Al playing back in the day. Man, that guy. Now, back then, they were blocking mostly, but, man, he laid some licks on some defensive ends. Nobody could block like Al.
I like it.
All right.
I like a big, tough tight end, somebody like Mark Bavaro. Remember
Mark
him?
Bavaro, man, when he was with the Jets. Didn't he also play with the Giants, too?
Giants. Yeah,
Giants,
he was with the Giants, and he was your first, guy that could really – one of those punishing blockers that actually could catch the ball out, an out route.
He looked like also Sylvester Stallone, kind of.
Oh, I think he did. Yeah, you're right. He did.
Oh, yeah, he was Italian, dude.
Yeah, he was. I remember. He was fun. I like those teams were good for Chris Simpson now.
I like him, and I like him, too. All right, so we got Memphis. We're going with the Tigers. Go, Tigers, go. What's your other play?
I'm going with one of my favorite coaches of all time, and I think y'all know who that is. Hugh Freeze. He's willing to run the score up. He's willing to cheat, and that's what I love about him.
And he's willing to use his work phone to call hookers.
Hey, he's at the foot of the cross.
I just don't know how that's a fireable offense. I almost feel like that's just, I don't know, maybe. Anyway.
Hugh Freeze, since then, I think he's been living at the foot of the cross.
Well, I think he's living good this week.
He's okay now.
So you think he's living good this week?
Yeah, he's living good this week out there in California. That's where they're going to be out there in Oakland playing Cal, laying the 6.5, and that's a team I love. I love that. Got Big Slender and Roselle out there, some Rhodes people. They're aristocrats now. They were at wine country, sipping wine out there, and so they're big time now, hanging out with some Rhodes people. They're going to go catch Auburn out there, minus the 6.5. So I'm going to get down on them.
I was going to say, are you comfortable with it being all the way up to a touchdown?
Oh, yeah, I'm comfortable with it. Hugh Freeze will buy cheap steel to get that cover, and that's what I love about him.
I love that. I love that. That's amazing.
So is Cal any good? I mean, I didn't know anything about him. I looked at him and said, Auburn, they probably got better athletes coming out of the SEC. You got Hugh Freeze.
They got that. The Cows got that running back. I think his name's like Odd or something, and he's a little stud. But outside of their little running back, I don't trust their. They got the wrong Finley, and usually you would think T.J. Finley's the wrong Finley, but Jaden Odd is who his name is. That's right, Jaden Odd. He's a stud. He ran 20 carries, 178 yards last week.
Man, I got a stud running back in middle school football, and we got beat by 31. I mean,
it may have been the coaching.
No,
you're probably right about that. Well, you can't coach effort. You can't coach effort, Uncle Brad.
No, you can't coach effort. You learned that last week with my pet through Colorado. He coached effort.
That is true.
That's right. I agree with it. But them are my two plays, Johnny. I like Memphis minus 21, and I like Auburn minus 6.5.
I love it. Hugh Freeze is going to run it up out in California. You got Slender and Wine Country, and of course, go Tigers, go. Who you got, Brasky?
Well, first of all, let's hope Slender doesn't come home with a dress on, being out there in San Francisco in the wine country out there. So let's hope he doesn't come back with a dress on. But I'll tell you who I like.
Slender Susan.
Johnny. He might be. He changed his name to Susan. He's out there. I mean, that stuff. Stranger things have happened when people go to California, man. But I'll tell you what, Johnny, I love this week. I love Notre Dame minus 7.5.
I don't blame you. A lot of people seem to be jumping on Notre Dame. Sam Hartman looks really good in that offense. I don't know what it is. That line almost feels too small.
It does to me.
That's why they threw the hook on it.
That's why they threw the hook.
Oh yeah, I bet it goes up between now and game time. It'll be up to 8 to 8.5.
I agree.
Guarantee you, everybody loves them. Everybody loves them, but they look good. Yeah, I mean, all we can do is the eye test, Johnny.
That is
true.
true.
I mean, it's
and
just
NC
like
State's quarterback's playing now for Kentucky. They're a good one anyway.
Right.
Hey, if
I mean,
if Notre Dame beats Ohio State and USC, does Sam Hartman win the Heisman Trophy?
You know what, man?
Probably.
That is. I mean, wow. I mean, more people are talking, of course, about what Jordan Travis did at Florida State after LSU. Of course, everybody's talking Caleb Williams, Michael Penix Jr. over in Washington. But if Sam Hartman can beat USC and Caleb Williams in their own house, also they get to play Clemson. You go to Clemson, beat them. And if you drop Ohio State, shoot, man, that would be nasty.
You're probably undefeated in the playoff.
Well, they do have to play Duke. Duke might get them in there.
Oh, now you're right. That's that sneaky team now.
That's sneaky good, man. Yeah. And they got to play that bad boy. They're on the road. They play that. I can't even think of the name of the damn stadium Duke plays in.
Durham.
No,
it's called
Cameron Indoor, right?
Oh, no. Come on, man. That's a basketball arena that holds 500 with the wooden bleachers. I mean, no, it's called something. Ukulele Field or whatever. We don't know. But our next play, Johnny, and here's your Heisman winner. If they get to 9 or above wins, this man wins the Heisman. Travis Hunter, I like Colorado -3 against Nebraska. That line went from them catching 7 to -3 after my prediction last week.
Dude, Travis Hunter played 140 snaps last week. That dude is a freak of an athlete. I mean, shoot, we hadn't had like a player like that since Charles Woodson, and he didn't do it like that at Michigan. Like, he wasn't playing that many offensive plays, catching 11 balls in a game.
Oh, don't bring up Charles Woodson to these UT people. They get hurt. They think Peyton won it. They've got a replica Heisman in Knoxville that's got Peyton's name on it. That's how bad they were. That's how upset they were.
No, T-Money. That's not a replica Heisman. That's a giraffe at the zoo is named Peyton with that big neck.
It's funny.
Come on, man.
What's our dime bag?
The dime bag play of the week. Go down to New Orleans. I love Ole Miss -7 here. Put everything you got on it, Johnny. I'm telling you, you cannot pick a better play. They beat Tulane by 17.
Ooh, okay. All right. Laying 7.5 currently right now is the line. You got them winning by 17. That is the dime bag special. They are T-Money and Uncle Brasky. Gentlemen, I hope you have a blessed weekend. We'll do it again next week.
Johnny, come
we will, Johnny.
Go to that train.
Fix to go get a drink.
Go enjoy it. Some Tito's. That's T-Money and Uncle Brasky. They have to be up. I mean, they're the best. We got to take a quick time out, pay a few bills, and we got a couple more plays right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Response to the all-new Genesis Diamonds has been incredible. People are loving what we've brought to Memphis. Genesis is a different kind of jewelry store with more jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. But value is just a piece of the Genesis difference. They're taking consumer protection to a whole new level with non-commissioned salespeople, free service for life on any purchase, and a nationwide price guarantee. And listen to this. Genesis is so confident in their diamonds that they offer a groundbreaking 120% upgrade guarantee. This means when you buy a diamond now and bring it back in the future to upgrade it, you'll get your entire original purchase price plus an extra 20%. So if you spend $5,000 on your original diamond, Genesis will give you $6,000 when you trade up to a bigger diamond. Think about it. We'll pay you more than you paid us for the same diamond. Who else does this? Discover the Genesis difference, forever changing how people in Memphis buy diamonds and fine jewelry at Poplar & Perkins, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. What, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's gonna fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it, the price of everything is going up. And if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333.
7.
12. What are we playing?
Central Barbecue has 7 different kinds of sandwiches.
Okay, does that seem like a lot?
Are you kidding? 7 may be the most perfect amount of sandwiches. See, they get the pulled pork. You can get chopped on request. Then trim sliced beef brisket sandwich. There's 2 right there.
I'm not sure exactly.
Look, you've also got the pulled chicken, the smoked turkey, the marinated portobello mushroom sandwich.
That seems like plenty.
You would think, but then you also got the smoked sausage and the barbecue bologna sandwich.
You're right. 7 may be the perfect amount of sandwiches.
The people at Central Barbecue are genius.
That is one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to Little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder is in the house. Man, we got a texter today who knows a little bit about some sports. He sent me a thing. He said, Bavaro went through Notre Dame, Johnny. He also texted in earlier today. I guess this morning they were talking about some state championships, and he said Germantown played Riverdale for the state championship in 95. Terrence Patterson, Mitch Baker, Corey Peterson. Germantown lost a close one, 14-10. I remember that year because I played that Germantown team, and I think they beat us 53-10.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good football
Kid
game
Netherland
for me.
coach football team?
Oh, yes, it was.
They ran the bone on you?
Oh, they ran it down our throat, man. I was very, very sore after that.
I mean,
one.
high school coaches should be more willing to run the bone, quite frankly.
Man, I love, speaking of the bone, no, never mind. Tonight, don't forget, though, We got a lot of games. We got a lot of games this weekend, but we do have one tonight. It's Kansas. It's Illinois. I like the Fighting Illini because of Luke Altmaier, but I don't like them tonight against Jalen Daniels' Kansas team. I think their offense is going to be way too explosive. He's the best player in the Big 12. I think tonight he gets off on a crazy, crazy way. Lay the 3 and take Kansas. It's a wild world when Duke and Kansas are good at football. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Get out there. Make this world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
It doesn't matter.